All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the massive looting, the gigantic robbery of the banking system in the United States, where all the Reagans and the Bushes and the Clintons and the Obamas and Donald J. Trump's major supporters got all their money from the giant bank lootings that have rocked the U.S. economy and have rocked the international economy. You see, folks, here's where the rubber meets the road. Texas Congressman Louis Gohmert, or however you say his name, from Tyler, Texas there, he put out 48 pages of memo printed on the congressional web server about how crooked Robert Mueller and Jimmy Comey are, and calling for an end and a firing, actually, to Robert Mueller's career, because Robert Mueller and Jimmy Comey are extremely dangerous subversives that were running the FBI. You know, the FBI that fabricated and cooked up the dossier on the President of the United States, trying to remove him from office. You might remember the Stotts testimony to Trey Gowdy and to Congressman Louis Gohmert of Texas, where Stotts is talking about their insurance policy to remove Donald Trump if he gets elected. They're gonna stop him from getting elected to the presidency of the United States. That's the same FBI that's been running cover for Whitey Bulger and former FBI agent Johnny Conley and that whole bunch that were involved with Oliver North, Richard Secord, Michael Atkinson, Bobby Corson, Roland Carnaby, George H. Bush, George W. Bush, President Clinton, Secretary of State Clinton, James Baker III of the law firm of Baker and Botts, when they were robbing the savings and loans and banks during the 1970s and the 1980s in Houston, Texas. I said that correctly, and to my friends out on the West Coast, particularly Pam Ragland, Renee Powers, and Valerie Lopez, and Robert Richard Wagner, whatever his name is, Bob Wagner, and a whole bunch of other people over at the Rolling Stone, the LA Times, the Seattle News, the Dallas Morning News, the Orlando Sentinel, Houston Chronicle, every major news media outlet in the world, the massive clandestine financing of Hillary Clinton's secret weapons trafficking operation. This is why the emails and the servers were all destroyed. Write that down. The massive amounts of money that are required to engage in the types of weapons trafficking that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama were up to is staggering. This is why we make sure we wipe all the servers clean using bleach and take hammers and smash all those devices. Wait a minute, Hillary only had one device, remember? Remember when she lied to everybody about only having one device? Stop and ask yourself a question. How is it that you pay for all the weapons that she was moving? And how is it exactly you pay for the fuel for the aircraft and the forklifts and the trucks? Oh, and the men, the personnel, who's writing the paychecks? How much money does it take, and who's doing the banking? Where's the checking accounts? Louis Gohmert, Trey Gowdy? Come on, Jeff Sessions, Christopher Wray, you want to take a shot at this question? Where's all the money? How they pull it off financially? Jeff Sessions, Donald Trump, you want to take a shot at this question? Now, ladies and gentlemen, all at the same time as everything that I'm discussing here, you had Charlie Wilson and Senator John Tower and Ron Brown. And you had the entire triad mafia operating out of Houston, Texas, running Iran-Contra and Charlie Wilson's war. At the same time, all the savings, remember the savings and loan scandal? That was all going on during the financing of Iran-Contra and Charlie Wilson's war. Oh, and it wasn't the savings and loan scandal, by the way. It was a banking fiasco. Hundreds and hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars have been looted and stolen since the 1970s, 80s, 90s, and all through the 2000s. This giant, massive looting of the U.S. banking system is directly connected to the Benghazi weapons trafficking, to gun running or gun walking, or what they call that thing there. All the weapons trafficking that Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch and Barack Obama were involved in with Hillary Clinton, where they're shipping huge amounts of weapons out of Texas. They're shipping them to Mexico and then to Panama and then to all points around the world. Mujahideen, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, ISIS, where do you think they get all their weapons from? Most of them say made in the United States on them. You ever wondered about that, Congressman Louis Gephardt? Or Gomer, or however you say your name? Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting a whole bunch of links down here below so that you can find all the information you want about the Southwest Depot. Ask Trey Gowdy and Louis Gephardt about the Southwest Depot and what the mag bag operators from the Waco Davidian complex knew about the Buffalo Airlines and the Southwest Depot. And to Christopher Wray, your predecessors there, Comey and Mueller, they got an awful lot of explaining to do about Whitey Bulger and his pals and all that activity that was going on in Houston in the San Antonio office of the FBI, along with Oklahoma City and Dallas. Isn't that interesting, Congressman Louis Gephardt, or Gomer, or however you say your name. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll leave it right there and look for the links below. And as always, God bless. Hasta la vista, and you betcha we're coming back.